A few days ago, I went to print a shipping label on my thermal printer and it didn't work. Eventually I got it to work, but during the downtime, I got to thinking that should be possible with a laser. So we're going to give it a try with the xTool F2 Ultra UV. We'll make a barcode and see what kind of mark we can get on this thermal paper. Let's do it. Okay, we're in xTool Studio and you can see I've done some testing and I've selected some base settings. But we're going to go through the whole process. We'll generate a QR code and select a material. We're going to start by clicking on Unknown Material. And we're going to go to Paper. And the optimal selection would be thermal paper, but there's none in here. And you may or may not know that just because something is listed doesn't mean that it has settings. So you may have to work through, regardless of the material, work through finding exactly what you need or something that will give you a base set to start with. Here's one that doesn't have settings, and there's quite a few. So not finding some thermal paper, I resorted to Google, and Google tells me that a glossy photo paper will substitute, but couldn't find that either. So I ended up settling on this laser engraving photo paper, which is dark. So we're going to select that, apply it, and as you go through this process, you'll get a message that tells you to invert your image because you're engraving onto something dark. So don't do that. I'll point it out again when we get to that step. So we're going to go over to Applications and we're going to click on Barcode. We're going to select QR code and we're just going to put a message in here. That seems apropos. I'm sorry, that's a word I heard one time and it slips out every now and then. I'm going to make it small and we're going to put it right down here at the bottom. And we're going to look at these settings. So these are the settings that come up initially for this material. And you can see that of the 4 that I tried, this one worked out the best. So it's 60% power, 300 dot duration because now you're dealing with an image. It's in Jarvis bitmap mode and 500 DPI. So I left everything constant as I went through these and I only changed the power and 60 came out the best. So we're going to run it again. I'll make it a little bigger than the rest just so it'll stand out. And it's really that simple. We're going to hit Process. And see what we can get. Now here's where it'll tell you to invert your color, but you don't need to do that. If you were engraving on something black, you would need to invert the color, so your QR code would be white. Okay, we'll jump over to the laser and run this and see what we get. All right, folks, we got to try this again on a clean label because I let that bottom edge flip up and that didn't look too hot. So we're going to try it again on a fresh label and see what we get. All right, let's see what we got. That is much better. So you may have to play around with it a little bit depending on what kind of label. This is Fason brand, FASSON, standard shipping label. And like always, if you've got better ideas for how to do this or you've had better luck doing it, please let me know. I'm always looking to learn. And I appreciate you folks watching. Just check back often for new videos. Take care, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.